What's up, CHFFL? It's afternoon already, getting ready to start week 3. This big night in college football last night, but it's time for what's really important, fantasy. So let's get the week 2 wrap out of the way and do my predictions as usual. So we had the guest picker, Wes, last week. Your host was 5-1, putting him up to 11-1 on the season for predictions. Wes was 2-4. Now, we get these big time celebrities come in. This isn't their normal thing. So don't expect him to do as well as the commish, but that's okay. I was team of the week and I won the game of the week, so happy with that. Mark won Wes's game of the week, a good matchup. Big trades. I'm not gonna go over the trades in depth in this video just because I'm kind of pressing it for time. I would like to maybe do it. My gut reaction was that both of these trades were not good for Max and therefore good for the other team, but maybe I'll do a video this afternoon going over everybody's rosters before and after there. So let's get right into the high C's. There wasn't too much on the waiver wire to talk about this week, I don't think. Start with me, the Windfall Island Nittany Lions versus the Megalodons. So you look at either the ESPN predictor or Fantasy Pros predictor for this, and it has Marty with the advantage for Zeke and Dak. And then for me at every other position. I actually think the score is going to be pretty close in this game. I have the most points in the league through 2 weeks. I don't think that's going to hold up. I think some of the Toontown teams are just better than me. But I do think I'm going to get the win this week and start 3-0. I'd be really happy with that. Let's get over to the Salty Sea Dogs versus Blackbeard's Trading Company. Parker rolling out Devontae Adams. I always think it's good to get the best player in a trade, and Parker now with Le'Veon and Devontae Adams, he has a bona fide RB1 and a bona fide wide receiver 1 every week. Brad got so unlucky last week, which was the story all last season, where he has the second or third most points in the league and still loses. Wonder for him with James White is going to be missing the game today because his wife is going into labor. Is that going to mean more for Sony Michel? I'm not sure, because they kind of operate differently in that Patriots offense. I think it means a lot more work for Rex Burkhead, which we'll get to later. I still like Brad to edge out Parker in this game, but I think Parker is looking a lot stronger after the move this week. Last for the high C's, we have Captain Phillips versus butt-touching booty bandits. Grant's really trying to find his identity, and I'm sure right now he's feeling a little disappointed after amassing all of those draft picks that his team isn't killing it as much as he probably thought it was, and I thought that it would before the draft. So he has Witten and Jason Witten in at tight end. Yes, you know, the famous TV announcer Jason Witten playing in the NFL now because Njoku is out with the wrist injury. I do think that Minnie's going to get the Burkhead benefit from White not being in the game. He's going to be that Brady's dump-off guy, really good in PPR leagues. I do like Grant in this game, but I think it's close, and not because both teams are looking great this week, which is sad. Let's move over to Toontown, where we got this is Patrick versus Lola Gives Me a Chub. Bunch of new names on Max's team, obviously, after the trade. You got Mitch Trubisky starting at quarterback, and Chris Carson and Mark Ingram, who I feel like that's really the one in both trades where I don't think as highly of Mark Ingram as Max seems to, but we'll see how it works going forward. Mark, I was just looking at his team, man. He's loaded at wide receiver. He has, I know it's OBJ and Kenny Galladay, and then one more he's flexing, that he's got like 1 or 2 wide receivers on his bench that I would love to have in my starting lineup. I think Mark takes this. So far with Wes kind of struggling, Mark's definitely the strongest team right now in Toontown, in my opinion. Speaking of Wes, Alvin in the championships versus the Hillwood football heads. Wes rocking Patrick Mahomes, who he was able to pick up and will probably keep next year and a couple more years maybe, I'm not sure. Wes, though, was starting 0-2 and scored under 100 points last week. I looked back. The last time Wes scored under 100 points was week 4, not of last year, of 2017. So almost 2 full seasons worth of games ago, Wes scored under 100 points. He has I know the pronunciation here is supposed to be Mecole, not McCole. It's Mecole Hardman at wide receiver. As the Kansas City, the high-powered offense seems to be a lottery. One of their guys goes off every week. Swan's team is just top to bottom, really strong. Love everything about it. I guess I might have to retract. I said Mark is definitely the strongest team in Toontown. Swan gives him a run for his money. It's those two. With Mr. Big Chest retiring because the owners are so mean to him, does that mean Edelman's finally going to start seeing the targets we expected him to? I think yes. I like Swan in this matchup, and this one's really close. This could have been my game of the week, and I don't believe that I'm predicting Wes starts 0-3. That just... but I do think he'll recover. He's a good fantasy player. He's going to make the right moves, and his team's going to be in it. Finally, game of the week. Shaggy got Scooby-Doo versus Buzz Lightyear. Stan was already in the game of the week once, but I really like this matchup. It's an important game, big playoff implications here. Because with Mark and Swan, and you think Wes is going to figure it out, there's really 5 teams, with Max kind of being the odd one out right now, that look like they're fighting for these playoff spots in the Toontown. We'll see how Juju does with Mason at quarterback, with Big Ben out for the season. Josh Allen is looking like a fantastic steal for Stan late in the draft. Starting him at quarterback. 2 well-rounded teams. It means you're going to see, if you're watching the fantasy cast for this game, you're going to really be wanting to have a red zone up so that you can see all the different scoring. I'm going with Roy. I think this is even down the middle. My tiebreaker was defense special teams. Roy has the Packers against Denver, I think. Stan has Carolina against Arizona, and I feel like that's going to be a high-scoring game on both sides, even though Cam has been struggling this year. And that's what I kind of gave the edge to Roy just based off of that, but should be a great game. I'm really excited. Going to get this uploaded because it's 12:37, and Michigan still sucks. We'll see you later.